Welcome back to iHeartCrypto. So, Bitcoin coming in at 19,300, okay? And let's go ahead and dive in, see what the F is going on. All right, so what do we got? Let's go over here to regular candles. Well, first of all, let's check out our Heikin Ashis, all right? Just see where we're at in terms of trend. All right, let's just thicken this up a little bit. Thicken things up so we can understand a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's go over here. Downtrend, basically a downtrend. All right. If you're looking at Heikin Ashi candles, all right, you're getting a red Heikin Ashi candles. I mean, you would need to pump up a little bit more to have a reversal candle here. All right, in essence. You know, what can we say? You know, you got the makings of a lot of good things going on, but also, you know, not so great things too as well. So I mean, the regular markets are crashing and all that other jazz. But you know, one thing that I'm looking for here is this. All right, let's expand this out a little bit. I'm waiting for the 5 and the 13 to cross, actually. And, of course, I just thickened these up, and now I'm going to undo that. What is this? Get that out of there. Alright, let's see here. Right, let's just do this. Get rid of this so we can see the 5 and the 13. My 5 and 13 EMA is the white and the green line. I'm waiting for that to cross. If that crosses, it's a good sign. All right. Daily BBWP is at extreme lows, waiting for that signal. It looks like it wants to expand sometime soon. All right. But again, your daily stochastic is at the top. Looks like it wants to get the cross to the downside. All right. And if you look in the past, when you do get this cross, you do have a pretty good chance of heading downward. All right, on your regular Stokes. All right, like here. All right, down to the downside. All right, like over here, down to the downside. All right, I mean, here crossed, here crossed, here crossed, here crossed. So, I mean, let's just, you know, go back and look. I mean, here you crossed, but you didn't get much, of course. But you crossed up here, and you were basically headed down. I mean, you got the cross. Finally, this cross brought you down quite a bit on your Stokes. All right, and then of course back up here, and then spare flag up here. All right. I mean, you got the cross here. You ran up a little bit, but that was a little bit of a different time. All right, just saying. All right, so currently, all right. You look like you want to get that cross. Could you get a little bit of a pump up here? Probably, you know, but on your daily, you still have to contest with your 55 EMA, all right, and that blue line, which is getting lower by the day, all right. As you can see here, it's held as rejection here, all right. You got it held as rejection here, held as rejection here. You got above it here for a second, and then just dropped right down, okay. Here you didn't even come close to it. Okay, up here again, a different time. You know, things were a lot more bullish. You know, but you got rejected here. Came up quite a bit here, but got rejected there. Okay, got above it here, got rejected, came back down. So even if you do pop up above it, you know, you want to see it hold it as support on the daily. All right. What else can we say? All right, let's go to our weekly here. And, you know, one thing is that we are in a massive falling wedge. I mean, this wedge is massive. All right, and I'm no Elliott wave guy. All right, I am not an Elliott wave guy. But I do know there is 5 counts in the wave. And let's just try to do that count right now. All right, I don't know if it starts here or here. I really have no freaking clue. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this would be 5, and then you can come back up. All right, I know there's 5 counts. I do know that much. Check out the weekly on Market Cipher. Here's something that's concerning: is that your market flow, money flow is coming down quite aggressively. You printed a red dot last. Could you print a green dot? Yes. All right, and this is on your weekly. All right. So again, a little bit concerning. All right, and if you come over here, in the past, another concerning thing is that in the past, money flow has come out quite a bit. All right, I mean to negative 29 and negative 36, and you have come nowhere close to half of that. All right, so you would be expecting money flow to come out here. All right, but I titled it "Bitcoin is sending mixed signals." All right, because it essentially is. All right, because here on your 3-week, you have a massive green dot here on your 3-week. Here, let's go to the Binance chart. All right, massive green dot on your 3-week confirms in how many days is that? In 2 days. All right, October 3rd. All right, that's big. 3-week green dot. I don't think you've ever gotten a 3-week green dot before. All right, you've never gotten a 3-week green dot. But again, then you come over to something like Ethereum, you're getting a red dot on your 3-week, which we know has been a leading indicator thus far. All right, so there's another thing. Also, like the money flow is still coming down, but that would be coming down because you are in a downtrend. All right, 2-week money flow still coming down. VWAP kind of level here. Not much going on. It's been kind of level. All right, 1 week. How's the VWAP? VWAP not looking too hot. All right, but that could flip. All right, just saying. All right, so let's go to the 6-day. All right, VWAP coming up, money flow coming out aggressively. All right, 2 green dots, of course, snake eyes. That's a good sign. I know a lot of people are talking about the 4-day. All right, because you did print a green dot on your 4-day. All right, the only thing is that if you do dump, it would just erase the green dot. So VWAP coming up though. Your RSIs are very low. On your daily, you can make the case that your momentum wave still needs to come up here, and at least make another lower high, another trigger wave before you come back down. All right, your 2-day, same deal. You got uneven butt cheeks here. All right, as Mr. Casper would say, and let's see. Let's just go back to the 4-day here. All right, one thing about the 4-day, as far as Market Cipher goes, is you are putting in a bullish divergence, all right, which is pretty powerful. All right, so you got higher lows on your momentum waves, okay, and then you got lower highs, lower lows on your price action. All right, that's bullish divergence. All right, that's bullish divergence. DBSI is showing a 13 on your 4-day. It's a pretty high number. All right, how's the money flow curvature? It's got some curvature to it. All right, I mean that's some pretty steep curvature back. I mean you wouldn't want to see like that's some choppy curvature. Let me just say that. 2-day, you got some curvature in your money flow. All right, money flow generally having some nice curvature. All right, your daily. All right, showing money flow kind of curving up slightly. So I'm getting a lot of mixed readings here. A lot of mixed readings. I mean, did you put a bullet div on your daily? I think you did. So, you got higher highs in your price action. All right, right here, and you have lower highs coming in on your higher highs on your momentum waves, lower highs on your price action. That's not the best way to figure it out. I mean, you would have been right about here. You put in the bull div, and then you got a red dot negated it. I mean, but then again. All right. On your weekly, you got 2 yellow X's. So the thing is that are the yellow X's negating or canceling out your bullish divergence? I mean, you could put in all the bull div you want, but if they're going to manipulate it to the downside, There's not much you can do about that. All right. Another thing, all right, is your volume is absolutely insane. Look at this volume. I mean, that's a lot of volume coming in. All right. You know, if you go back in Bitcoin's history, you got some more volume on the capitulation candle here. All right. Let's just look at that. All right. But this is Binance. You know, Binance is the big dog. You know, that's where all the volume is coming in. You know, you don't have as much volume on Coinbase, but volume is still increasing. All right. Look, there was a lot of sellers there. You know, but volume is generally curving up. I mean, this is a ton of freaking volume. All right. So many mixed signals here. All right. So let's go to let's look at some of these other time frames. I think I saw a red dot. Yeah. There's a red dot on your 9-day that confirmed not too long. That confirmed on the 28th. All right. Money flow aggressively coming out on your 9-day. And you're getting some curvature to the downside, your momentum, but a green dot just popped up. Interesting. Live. A green dot just popped up and negates the red dot. That's the game changer, people. There it is. We're going to new all-time highs. Interesting. What's going on? Let's see if anything else is popping up. 5-day, nothing. 6-day. 7-day. 7-day green dot. Interesting. Green dot on the week. This is crazy. This is nuts. Let's see what's going on in the lower time frames. See what we're doing here. I mean, one thing here, you got vector candles to the upside. All right. Something to watch out for. All right, massive vector candle that has not been come back up and taken here on your 4-hour. All right, let's see if we took these 1-hour vectors here. All right, I did have this gray box drawn in here where your 55 EMA is. Where'd those vector candles go? I'm pretty sure there was a vector up in here somewhere. All right, this was a vector. Maybe it was on your 15-minute time frame. Probably. Yeah. It's hard to see. Hold on, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Alright. Vector candles. Alright, this is a vector right here. Alright. Let me move this box down. You could say we've taken that. You can definitely say we've taken that. Let's get rid of this box. Alright. Not much to do about nothing with that. Alright, let's go back to the 4-hour. Okay, so again, this is a massive imbalance in the chart. Alright. That, you know, people are short from that CPI news that came out. Alright. Massive vector candle there. Alright. You can see here in your range, all right, you just have resistance up here, you know, 20,500, major resistance, okay. Interestingly enough, what we got to the downside? Do we have vectors to the downside? You do have this yellow vector candle here to the downside. You do have this yellow vector candle here to the downside. That's making me feel unwary about moving up anytime soon. You'd want to see that come down, take those. All right. Also, I mean, here's another thing to think about. On your 3-month chart. All right. What do we know? We know that they come back and take at least half the vector. They've done that. All right. They've come down. They've taken half the vector on the 3-month candle. All right. But there is still this blue vector candle down here that they could come back down and take at any given time. Alright, just something else to think about. But let's check DBSI on our 3-month. DBSI. If I can even see it, I got so much going on the chart. I mean, 3-month candle, which just printed, is showing a 3 on the bottom side. All right, pressure remains to the upward side on the DBSI. I don't see any indicator on my new candle here. Weekly, the pressure was to the downside. It's probably played out already. All right, 2-week candle. I mean, you got stopping volume here. All right, usually means that, you know, the selling volume is being exhausted. All right, not much going on in DBSI here. Let's check the 16-day. 16-day pointed up 7. All right, 12-day volume coming in on your 12-day, 10-day sideways, 9-day green dot, a 5 on your DBSI, 4-day. 4-day looks strong as F. 14, that's pretty good. 3-day. 16. Daily. Not much. Sideways. Alright, maybe nothing, probably nothing is going to happen today. I'm just saying. Doubtful. But, you know, weekends are crapshoot. But I tell you what, on that daily, if you get a cross on your 5 and your 13, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. I mean, if you look in like just the macro sense of things, I mean, you got a beautiful W formation here. I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You got your W formation. All right, hit to the low, right? Rise up. Another hit. Rise up. You know, you got a beautiful W formation, which is, you know, a great reversal. A great reversal pattern, all right? You got volume. You got bullish div, all right? You got a green dot on your 9-day now. When does that confirm? Because it's flashing, so it's not like it's, you know. 9-day confirms in a week, all right? So a lot can happen in a week. A lot can happen in a week. And let's see what's going on for news next week. All right, so news next week, October 2nd, yep. All right, CPI month over month. Really? That's coming out next week? Changing the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. That's not good for Bitcoin. Consumer price accounts for the majority of the overall inflation. Inflation is important to currency valuation because rising prices lead to central bank to raise interest rates out of the respect for their inflation containment mandate. All right, so I mean, what was it came out in September 0.1 higher than the forecast. Well, you know, and the market freaked out. We'll see how it comes out here. I think that the market's anticipating a decent reading. That's why we're probably getting these bullish signs, you know. Anyway, I don't know what else is going on here with the charts. I mean, you look at total market cap. Total market cap is not getting anything, you know, on your 9-day here. In fact, money flow just made a crossover into the red, you know, and if you go back 2018 when it crossed over into the red, it stayed there for a while. However, let's take a look at price action and see what it was doing while it crossed over into the red, because sometimes it kind of bottomed here. So like, here's a good example. You know, money flow on your 9-day. All right, this is terribly like, whoa, this thing's freaking out, man. All right, that's a little better. Whoa, all right, I'm getting dizzy. All right, so look, here was your bottom. All right, and here's where you would be. All right, now look at money flow, just crossed over into the red, but you headed up. You know, money was coming out, like in general, right, on your 9-day, but you actually headed up, interestingly enough. And you have that same formation, you know. You get that nice W formation. Alright? Something to think about. And it looks so similar. It looks so similar. You know, look at that 9-day capitulation candle. Let's take a look at capitulation, W formation. I mean, you know, when we look at things now, you know, looking at this area, you know, this was a good amount of sideways. How long did that last? You know, from the top, if you will. Alright? I mean, that was like, you know, 200 days, you know, and then over here, if you go back, about 150 days. So, generally, almost 200 days. Alright? And then you capitulated. Alright? You stayed there for 200 days. You went sideways for a really long time. So, you know, if you're thinking about things in terms of like that, you know, could this area right here be a lot like this area over here? Alright, now granted it didn't go exactly as sideways, it was way more choppy, you know, right there. I mean, that's basically the idea. Okay. And then here you have your capitulation. This would be your capitulation. Alright, boom, capitulate. Then you get your W formation and you have a relief rally. Alright, you know, you come back up and it took these vector candles over here. Alright, let's look on our weekly, because that's a better gauge of things, I guess. Alright, vector candles on your weekly. Alright, there's a vector candle. I mean, you can argue that that one got taken, but you did have a good relief rally. Alright, I mean, you're sitting at your previous all-time highs. You know, you do have vector candles to the downside. You know, where are we in fact in terms of like percentages? The whole diminishing returns thing. You know, I'm excited to see what the fuck happens. All right, like I'm excited. I mean, you're 70% down. All right, and what was your correction? All right, your correction. I got too much going on the chart. I really do. Alright, top to the bottom. You made a 74% correction. 10% away from your normal 85% correction. Okay. Okay. 9-day green dot print. Now it's red. What the F? What the F is going on? This is what I'm saying. You can't get a read on this thing. You can't get a read on this thing. You have no freaking clue what is going to happen next. Alright, so let's just go over to the Dixie then. Alright, Mr. Dixie Doodle over here. I mean, here's something. I mean, let's go to our 2-month here. I mean, as far as trend lines go, I mean, you got trend line right here. You came up, you hit it. Could you be coming back down to test the bottom of the trend line? I mean, this thing could be bouncing around in here for a very long time. The markets could just be going freaking ham because of inflation. All right, I don't know if it's not going to go parabolic. It could go very choppy. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. All right, then you come over to your 10-year yields. It's absolutely breaking out. Then you come over to your SPY. All right. Now for the S&P 500, we are currently in like capitulation mode here. All right, looking for that fifth wave down. All right, we trace to the golden pocket, and this would be another what for the SPY? Just another 12%. All right, that would be to me a good spot to bounce, you know, and start coming back up. I mean, at least in the short term. Now, if it's anything like 2008, all right, what happened in 2008. I mean, God knows things are different and everything is different, all right? But in 2008, this is your 2 month, all right? It's a bad gauge because what happened in 2008 was different here. So in 2008, which obviously everyone knows it looks quite similar, all right, you got your fifth wave down, all right? In fact, one might have argued that that was your fifth wave and then you bounced. But, you know, like, so in retrospect, you would understand this, like, as we are here, all right? Like, right now, we just made a lower low, right? And what everyone's going to be longing is this right here. It didn't even touch the trend line. All right, they long that. Okay, so what kind of retrace did we get? What do we want to look for here? All right, let's throw a fib on here real quick. So the retrace, did it get? It basically got a 0.5 retrace. All right, could you get to the golden pocket this time and then reject? I don't know. All right, but this is where this is the time to be extremely cautious, because if it is anything like 2008, the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 weeks. All right, basically the end of this year is going to be the most entertaining in the market I've ever experienced, because what's going to happen in the SPY? All right, with everyone's talking about elections and the market going up and having a rally and everything being okay, or with CPI data is going to print and all this other bullshit nonsense. All right, look at that gapola. That was a crazy time, huh? I wasn't around in the market that time. I got into the market now. Anyway. Hey, another argument can be made here is that you got gaps on the daily on the SPY here, massive gaps. All right, so you got a gap there, all right, and we know like to fill these gapolas. They started to fill it, but they didn't really get it all the way. All right, look on the daily, you got a yellow X, but that again, and a red dot confirmed, not good, negates that green bottom dot. But okay, so like look, you get that fifth wave down, all right. Golden pocket. This is long city. Everyone's gonna long that, right? And then let's see about a retrace. If we do, oops, my bad. Let's go here. All right. Let's say we do hit that golden pocket. All right. I mean, you can retrace. I mean, that wouldn't really fill the gap. I mean, it kind of would. Filling that gap is going to be difficult if they want to fill it. I mean, that's really high up. It's a big old gapola right in here. There's a nice gapola in there. All right. Frick if I know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just mixed signals. All right, take a look at the weekly though. On your SPY, I mean, you just crossed into the red here. When was the last time you crossed into the red on the SPY? Back here, you just crossed into the red on money flow. Like you just did. So like, if you go over here, like usually you have some kind of really big downward movement when you touch the red on the money flow, right? Money flow crossover, bang. Then you came back up a little bit, and as soon as you cross back over, bang, down to the downside. All right, 2008, which we think it is. All right, you crossed into the red a little early on your third wave down. You came back up when you finally crossed back over into the red. So you crossed over into the red a little bit earlier. a little bit earlier. So, am I frozen? Frozen. And we're back. Alright, cross back over into your red a little bit earlier. Alright, you know, here, though, you did see on that, on that fifth wave down, you did get a really nice trigger wave. And boom. Then you put in a beautiful bullish divergence. Right here. Okay. Beautiful bull div. And like I said, it's going to be long city. It's going to be the most confusing time in the market, is when it comes right down here. That would be your case for the bottom and for things to turn around and see what the F happens, you know. But, you know, I don't freaking know. I do know this, is that, you know, to be cautious here, I guess, you know. Things are freaking out of control at the moment. A lot of fear. I mean, let's go to the monthly. No crazy signs on the monthly. But I mean, if you do look, I mean, when you do have corrections in your in the SPY, all right, you know, you do make a momentum wave and you get a green dot on your monthly. I mean, when you do have recessions, when you do have corrections. All right, so I mean, that's really what you want to be looking for. All right, that's really what you want to be looking for. You want to be looking for green dots. It could be like 2001, where you get 2 green dots, 1 green dot. You know, but that's in essence what you want to look for a bottom. You know, in the stock market, green dot on the monthly marks the bottom in recession. So keep it simple. All right, you are finally making that momentum wave to the downside. All right, that's finally happening. So, you know, that's what we're looking for here for that. How are the Stokes looking? Yeah, Stokes crossed down and then ran. Look at how similar the Stokes look in 2008. You know, like they look so freaking similar. You know, you little cross to the upside and then bang, just drops on you. You know, RSI has plenty of room to run down on the monthly. You know, how's on the weekly? It's getting down there pretty good, but still, plenty of room to run down on your weekly Stokes, on the weekly RSI. All right, and in the past, looking at RSI here, come down, you make a little higher high, come down, you make a little higher high, and then bang, bang. All right. I mean, look at all the green dots on the weekly that you put in on Market Cipher in 2008. All right, you put in 1, 2, 3, and then finally, the bottom was this 4th green dot. You've put in 1 green dot so far. There's eek. What's going on with Bitcoins here? Nothing. It's gonna be a boring day. I know it. All right, blood diamond on your weekly. I mean, shoot. You know, I mean, these is what's going on. What's going on in the housing market? Housing market's come down quite a bit. Things look like they just want to come down. Here's another interesting thing. All right, in your VIX, you know, if you're looking for like the absolute best time, just wait for your VIX to hit like in the 80s. That's the bottom. You know, you wait for the VIX to hit that, and you're good. You're golden. You know, here's your DCA zone. You know, when the VIX is up here, you're DCAing into the market. All right, usually a good time to DCA into the market. But that is your generational, you know, wealth buying. You know, that's the game changer. All right, that is the game changer. All right, if you go to your monthly. All right, let's go to a daily and see what it looks like on the daily. Yeah, things pick up kind of fast. It happens all within like a week. All within a week. In 2008, it kind of spread out, but I mean, boom. Once you came up to here, it was like Rip City. I mean, Let's see here. Go to a daily. (2008). What was going on here? Over here. Alright. Come over here. So here's your hit, right? There's the fifth wave right there. And then you came up and then just dropped. So like look. What's going on the VIX here? The VIX generally was like that. The volatility was decreasing. And then it actually started dropping crazy. And then where's your bottom? See, it didn't even reach the bottom when it was at the actual top. It actually reached the bottom when volatility started dropping. All right, something else to think about. Something else to think about. All right, and then there was COVID, of course. COVID over here. Let's see what happened there with volatility and what to look for. Here it is right here. I mean, that's a straight V-shape recovery. There's not much to think about. Not much to think about there. I mean, I got no clue. I got no clue. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just so many mixed signals. I mean, just the fact that we were on stream here. Oh, now it's a green dot. I'm gonna go back and watch this freaking video. Is this just like switching on us? Like, it doesn't know. It doesn't freaking know what it wants to do. What can we say about closures? I mean, you're closing weekly candles below previous weekly closures. This is your second weekly closure. What else can you say? You can say you've gotten, I mean, here's your 200 week EMA. You have not closed above your 200 week EMA in 3 months. That's not a good sign. All right, you come over to your monthly. All right, and if we look at RSI, all right, here's your monthly RSI. Basically, you've never gone below 44 on your monthly RSI on Bitcoin. It looks like you've come back up, you've tested it, and then you're coming back down. I mean, could we be making, you know, this monthly RSI could go very low. Very low. You can come all the way down here. That would be really, really bad for the price. Really, really bad. You know? Something else to think about. Something else to think about. I mean, what else can we say? Okay, so then there's also this. I mean, this is the Binance chart. Right? From here, you're making bullish divergence on monthly. You know? On the monthly time frame. I mean, that's bull div. Is it not? You know? You know, it's not like wick to wick and all that other crap, but I mean, you lower lows. I mean, higher lows, lower lows. You're making a bullish divergence. I mean, no one knows where the price is going to go. No one knows where the price is going to go. What else you got? Binance chart. Monthly. I mean, this is monthly. These are monthly vector candles for sell pressure. I mean, you know, you look at a monthly time frame. You've had 1 month of up. you July. Otherwise, August was down. September was down. It's just been down. I mean, you could argue, you get your starting of your selling volume here. And if you have this argument about volume, and this is selling volume. This is selling volume. This is selling volume. Interestingly enough, you got your 3-week green dot confirmed on Binance. Right there, printed green dot, but then you just got sold into. Could be negated with a red dot here on your next 3-week candle, which prints on the 3rd of October. So you get that 3rd week candle right here, right? You get a red dot and you come down. That kind of makes sense in the scheme of a pattern. Okay. Got a brand new 3-month candle. All right. Let's look on the BLX chart. 3-month. Oof. Oh, that's July. They even printed it on the BLX chart. All right. 3-month candle. And does it have an X on it on the? I like how I can't see because I got so much crap going on. It has an X. Interesting. That's not a good sign. Okay. Not a good sign on the Coinbase chart. Has an X on the Binance chart. Alright. Maybe not the best thing in the world. I bought 1 Solana. But I'm going to be in cash. Alright. There's a couple of things here, man. That bull div on the 4-day, 14 on DBSI. I mean, what do we know? What do we know about bear markets? All right, when a bear attacks, it stands up first. So could we be standing up before heading back down? One great thing would be, would be great? I mean, you get a pump up here, right? You get a nice pump, over the next couple days. Because you also have your full moon coming on October 9th, right? We know Bitcoin likes to pump a little before that, right? So October 3rd, you get your new 3-week candle, right? October 3rd is, I don't know, it's Monday, right? So, okay, on Monday, you got your daily BBWP could have a cross to the upside or whatever. And that just means volatility. It doesn't really mean, to the upside or the downside, There's ways to do that, but, your Stokes are topped out. I mean, it could be one of these things where you come up, you stand up, and you can hit your head on any one of these, on anything here. Let's look at the resistances. Right here. This would be major resistance. 21. I would say that you don't get back above that if you're going to go to the downside. This would be major resistance. Okay. 21.2. All right, something in there. All right. You hit your head on that and you get rejected, it's probably likely you come down. Okay? I mean, a bull div on the 4-day, right? 10%. I mean, is that a decent bullish divergence on a 4-day time frame? Is that good enough? Your weekly still has pressure to the downside. Two-week is pressure, slightly pressure to the upside. Your monthly. I'm very into seeing what this number is here. Interesting. So your new monthly candle for October is now printing, and I know it's hard to see here because I got this line, but it's a 10. All right, a 10 is pretty high. A 10 is pretty high. All right, and your monthly closure, you know, you close the monthly way down here. Way down here. I mean, you close your month at 19.5. It's the worst monthly closure that you've had. Jesus. I mean, how long? I mean, granted, the price was all the way down here. Since 2018. Alright? It's a bad, you know, it's not a good closure. So just watch. Just pay attention. What is that? Is that oh, that's a normal rare yellow X on the daily. You know, lagging. These indicators lag a little bit. The yellow X's usually bring you down. Okay. Probably going to be sideways. Probably until the CPI comes out here on Monday. Or what? Yeah. Alright. Anyway. That's it. It's about 9:45 in the morning. It's a Saturday. Not much going on. Not much to talk about. What's the crypto fear and greed index at? How are people feeling? Are you fearful? It's going down. It's at a 20. It's not the worst I've seen. It's not the worst I've seen. So, interestingly enough, I could see, I mean, if we were going to put a structure to this here, what do we got going on? Here's some wicks. Okay. And you don't have much on the downside as far as like a wedge goes. You know? Not really. Not really. It's some kind of wedge forming here. Slight wedgie. Slight wedge forming here. Alright, we got some price action going on up in here. Slight wedge. Yeah, way like that for the most part. Alright. Kind of forming. If price wants to move up, you know, in here. Alright. It's just major craziness. I can't wait to see what happens. I cannot wait to see what happens. We'll see. Anyway. Hey, let's find out on the next episode of... Did I mention the BBWP on the 7-day is about to cross? Look, you're getting a green dot on your 7-day now. Green dot prints on your 7-day. What's up with the 9-day? It's still flashing green or red. Now it's green. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It has no clue. It has no clue. This is the sketchiest freaking thing I've ever seen. The market is bipolar. The market's literally bipolar. Literally no clue. You're just a straight up gamble. You got red dots on your mid time, like 18 hour, 16 hour, you know. You got trigger waves printing here. View ops are coming down. You know, honestly, you know, you come down because of those time frames. You know, I don't like the move down yet because there's still nothing here. The momentum is still kind of coming up on your daily. You know, momentum needs to come up a little bit here for you to come back down. If you really want to come back down, you could, maybe we just stay sideways forever. Sideways till 2025. Okay, that's the idea. Nothing is happening. Just freaking sideways. Freaking sideways. Much to do about nothing. Much to do about nothing. Some signal's gonna print here. You know, look at 6-day green dot. But nothing is confirmed yet. Nothing is confirmed. Alright. This looks good for a long. It does. It looks good for a long. This is where you want a long. You want a long support. Okay? But I would at least wait for the cross here on the daily. That 5 and a 13 EMA. That's the thing to look for. Wait for that. Alright, wait for that to cross. If you get a move up here, and maybe tomorrow, you know, Saturday would be the day you pump, Sunday would be the day you dump. Daily red Heikin-Ashi. Ooh. Doesn't look good. See, you get a dump here, it's going to erase all these bullish indicators. Anyway, whatever. Alright, I'm out. I'm out at 5,000. That's my technical analysis. Alright. We'll see what happens. We will see what the F happens. Okay. Anyway, peace out, Brussels sprouts.